Hello, Earthlings. It's time to reset your cultural dial. Coming your way next on your favorite device, from the Hoosier State to all the ships at sea, it's the Crawfordsville Peachcast. And now, here's your second or third favorite Dave from Indiana, Dave Peach. Warning, other people named Dave may also appear.
Thanks, CD. This is the Crawfordsville Peachcast. I'm Dave Peach.
I'm Dave Meyer.
It's a mixed bag today.
Oh, good, Dave. We're due. We're due for a bag.
Did we thank CD?
I believe you usually start things that way.
Thanks, CD.
Never a bad, to go back.
Mixed bag, baby. Let's start out with Miller's Crossing. I got to get this in. Miller's Crossing, second time through. The first time through, Coen Brothers, I forgot that they did True Grit and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Really didn't know what to watch for, but the second time through, hi-hat, wart on his fanny, and this is one of my favorite, an interesting ethical question. He's got something about friendship, too. My stomach's been seizing up on me. You can dangle.
It's so good.
And then this could almost be a home run call. Will my cats be all right?
Will my cats be all right?
Way back. Your cats will be all right. That ball's gone.
Yeah, there's some great little lines in this movie.
And I think the one on the T-shirt, although it would get some stares, always put one in the brain.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yes.
So
a great character act, an assembly of interesting character actors.
A lot of people you will not know.
Yes,
you just,
exactly.
Just don't.
Yeah.
Here we go. Here we're going to do a little music here. We did Miller's Crossing.
Okay.
Give me my
Sharpie
there. Salute to you on Miller's Crossing. I poo-pooed it first time through, but I didn't poo-poo it. Central Indiana Rubber Products provides the power for you. Central Indiana Rubber Products, or CIR, keeps farm equipment and local manufacturing processes running with gaskets, belts, seals, and O-rings, among a variety of other products and services. Employee-owned and always customer-focused. Central Indiana Rubber Products, 989 West, 83 North, Crawfordsville, and at indianarubber.com. Central Indiana Rubber Products, or CIR, power for you. Here we go. Music. I have written down what I feel are the three definitive Hall Oates songs. Now, Hall Oates, they are one of the more prolific artists as far as duos, as far as hits from a long period of time. When they started charting, it was like they were there with Elvis.
Wow.
Like Moody Blues. Yeah. Here's Hall Oates. So I want the three definitive Hall Oates songs. I put this together in maybe 10 minutes talking to somebody yesterday.
Okay.
But the three definitive Hall Oates songs, and we'll see if we match. Should I let you think about that for a little while and come back to it as we're doing the show?
No. I can go there.
Okay.
There's a siren Dave happening right now, and that was more
kind of taking your attention away.
But I have, Dave, first of all, this is fun, and I want to say that I saw Hall & Oates back in the day, Dave, and I remember it at Market Square Arena. Faith Band opened up. It was back in that era.
The Hometown Heroes.
Yes, and the album was that Maneater on it.
Was that H2O?
Yes, H2O, because they're looking at each other. Yes, that was the album.
The three definitive.
Well, I have ideas.
Okay, we'll see if we match. There's so many of them.
There are, and I have different feelings about them because some. First of all, what you said up top is part of the reason they're so historic and definitive is because their songs are so ingrained in a period where radio was at the top of our pop culture. What was going on? Radio was around. Radio was pushing the music that you were going out to buy.
One musical act that really didn't miss a beat when we went to videos.
Yeah, big time. And they were not, it wasn't Michael Jackson. It wasn't somebody new. It wasn't, Madonna or that kind of stuff. They were Hall and Oates, man.
So people out there are thinking of their 3 definitive signature Hall and Oates songs, and I will say that I'm already second guessing my 3, but why don't you give us one of yours?
Okay, I'm going to give. Well, first of all, I'm going to go in my head. I go 3-1.
Okay,
and number 3 for me is got to be Sarah Smile.
Got it. We match there.
And the reason is, like, to me in my head, this may not be correct, but it was their first kind of big time hit, and it seemed to be something that, as an oldie, was played over and over and over in the pop and adult contemporary world. So Sarah Smile, I start with. Dave, you should go for.
No, I want your 3. We did Sarah Smile and we matched. So I think the drama is you providing a song and seeing if we jive.
I want to talk through. I'm going to say there's one on my list that's not on my list. The reason is because I feel like it got played too much.
Okay.
So I'm going to just say that out front and say this is not on my list, but I feel like I should include it, and that's One on One.
One on One. Oh man, that's another one. I don't have it on my list. I don't have it on my list.
So I'm going to give you my real number 2, which
his real number 2. So yes, this is your fake number 2. One on One is your fake number 2. Okay.
Yes. My real number 2 is Rich Girl.
Yep. We are 2 for 2, my friend.
No way.
We are 2 for 2. Rich Girl is on there. I got Sarah Smile and Rich Girl. We are 2 for 2. We got one more. And what does definitive mean? We don't really know. It means whatever we want. Okay.
Okay. So definitive.
Kreskin would be so happy that we're 2 for 2, and Kreskin wants us to be 3 for 3. And
he wants us.
I think
this is going to be the tough one.
I think we got a chance. I think we got a chance. Let's hear it.
Let me give you my rationale, Dave. I have, first of all, this is another one of those songs that I thought during its heyday, it was played too much.
Ooh.
However, over time, I have come to appreciate it, and the fact that it's still, when it comes on, because to me, here's why I appreciate it more. It's a more it's a great song with a great hook. And
I'm feeling real good about this, folks.
Dave, I got to go with Maneater.
Oh, no.
Well, tell me, sir.
I went Private Eyes.
Okay, I was close there, and I want to say.
But when you said Maneater, and I've not seen Hall and Oates in concert. You saw him in concert. I would say Maneater is probably near the end.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, because I was thinking, we made it has that long intro.
And then as we're making a list, I put Kiss on my list, but 2 out of 3 ain't bad.
Pretty good.
As Meatloaf would say, but Private Eyes.
I want to say one thing about Maneater, though, because this is the era in my head, and I may be wrong on this, we'll have to look it up. Queen did another one, Bites the Dust, around this time. And it had a certain riff, and almost like an anthem kind of thing. And I felt like Maneater was in that same kind of, not similar, but the same zone somehow of a song. And it almost felt like those were, again, in the era, definitely in the era of that kind of those songwriters who were really writing great songs and competing for radio airtime. You know, you had to have something that really was cut through and memorable and 330.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, the Sweet Judy Blue Eyes was gone. Maneater versus Private Eyes.
Tough.
Now I think about it, I think it's close. I think it's pretty close. I thought about one-off artists.
Okay.
One-off artists. I mean, and artists that, there's 2 of them that I'm thinking about.
Okay.
There's never been one before, and there's never been one since. And the first one I'm going to go to is Barry Manilow. It's not Frank Sinatra. It's not Frankie Avalon. It's not Michael Bublé. I mean, he's his own category.
He is.
He's a one and done.
Yeah. Yeah.
Still going at it, and he's got this song called Now Is the Time or something like that. And it's top 10. It's top 10 now. As we sit here on April 16th, 2026. So Barry Manilow, our one-off. Can you? Yes. I was just going to say the other one that I thought of, and then you can get to others. We can talk about Barry. We can talk about this one.
Sure.
Abba.
Oh yeah, no. Very, very singular. Copied. I think people have attempted to find that zone of pop music because it'll still sell, right? Pop music is still selling in different forms, whether it be a more techno version or, K-pop or Taylor Swift.
Abba, not soft rock and not hard rock.
No.
What category would you put Abba in? I mean, you can put them in pop music, classic hits. Classic hits, though, is not really a genre.
Not right.
No, I mean, classic hits covers everything. It's like it's like the 25 to 64 demo. I mean, okay, as they say, that's not a demo. That's a family reunion. So Abba, and the fact that I don't think they did a lot of interviews.
No.
We don't know that. We don't know much about Abba.
They won. They started out winning the European Song Contest, which is a big deal. Always a big deal over there. After they won it, they got a record contract out of that. Their first record out of that, I think, had 2 or 3 of the songs that we still hear today. So, and then as they were 2 couples that broke up and continued on professionally, and then at a certain point, Dave, they truly we're unplugging, yet we'll let the business side of this take over and see where it goes. And it's gone through a few iterations of Broadway and motion picture, successful offerings.
Wouldn't you say Dancing Queen is the Stairway to Heaven for them?
Yeah. No, and I got to tell you, a few years ago out at Conner Prairie with the symphony, saw whatever, I forget the name of it, but they're the leading current ABBA touring group, and there may be more than one. But Dave, they were incredible. To me, it was note for note, everything as what I remembered on the radio, and they're doing it live. So, and people that were, a lot younger than me were dancing. So it somehow transcends that generational thing in a non-threatening, almost not too promotional way, but yet people they obviously want more of it.
There's still that connection. And I went to Cedar Point a couple of years ago, and they had a beach party. And of course, I'm like that guy on the Partridge Family, what is it, Reuben or something? I'm like,
you were Reuben Kincaid, the manager.
And these young guys are out there dancing and all this stuff, and I'm like watching. And the last song they played was Dancing Queen.
Yeah, of course.
I mean, they brings played them all out. Everybody went crazy. Podcasts have eclipsed talk radio in U.S. listening.
Wow. Okay, my first thought is not a surprise but it's taken a longer time, I would say.
What about a podcast that's on radio like ours?
Well, of course, Dave. How do we count those?
I know we are.
How do we count them? But I would have thought that it would have been 5 years ago. So clearly, talk radio is still pretty large.
Still hanging in there. You saw Jason Clarke, who I don't know.
Jason Clarke, Dave, Australian character actor. He played Ted Kennedy in one movie. He played one of the original, I think, Apollo 7 astronauts. Spoiler alert, he doesn't survive the movie. He was hanging out at the New Orleans airport, and I just did a little mild stalking. Mm-hmm. Tried to get a few pictures of corroboration to make sure that I wasn't stalking the wrong character actor. Because, Dave, if you look at him and you think, maybe Lindsey Buckingham hasn't aged in the last 30 years.
I think I'm in trouble.
Yeah. So it's not Lindsey Buckingham frozen in time. It's Jason Clarke, Dave.
So you went to New Orleans, or is there anything in New Orleans that I need to go do?
I tell you what.
Here's something you don't hear. Here's something you don't hear. Let me just say this.
Okay.
New Orleans is not on my bucket list.
It's not on your bucket list.
It's not on my bucket list. Everything else, everybody says, hey, that's on my bucket list. I guess to be nice, people don't say, yeah, that's not on my bucket list.
It's not on the list. I will say that people, when I was there, I happened to be there over a Saturday, and they had a parade. People were just having fun. Yeah, I'm trying to think of whatever that would be the drawing card, Dave, and I don't think it's there for you.
Hey, let's go back to music real quick. I was kind of going through some later 80s, 90s type music and stuff that I used to play on the radio. You remember the lady singer Basha, Basia?
I know nothing, Dave.
Time and Tide, and she did New Day for You, and she was kind of like Swing Out Sister, who did Breakout, Twilight World, and Am I the Same Girl?
See, I Swing Out Sister clear resonates with me. I remember those songs.
And I think they paved the way for Des'ree, You Gotta Be, which I love that song. That was from the early 90s. Okay. I love Basha, and her stage name is Basha.
Stage name Basha. Does she go by Red Panda?
We're gonna go over why she may have gone to Basha. Her first name is Barbara.
Okay.
That's pretty easy.
There you go. Start.
Stanislawa. Stanislawa. Okay?
That's a last name, Dave?
No, that's like her middle name. It's like,
Dave.
We got one more.
We're off to a tough start.
We got one more.
Okay.
And folks, I have done a lot of names over the years. I've called a lot of games, and I have
Dave Roberts.
I have phoneticized a lot of names on the basketball court.
Yes.
I don't know where to begin with this one.
Okay, Dave.
TRZ ET RZ ELEWSKA. Again, TRZ ETT RZELEWSKA.
That's a copy and paste feed to AI. How do I say this, Dave?
Which is why you go with Basha.
Which is why she was ahead of the game.
There's nothing bad about the name, but it's just too many letters. Just too many letters. You can't.
Way too many.
You cannot deal with it.
Way too many.
We got a couple of things left in the bag. History was made at the Peach household on Monday, NCAA championship night. History was made.
What happened? How did it happen, Dave?
Oh, my goodness. History was made. My wife said yes to the split screen. We've not done this before. She wanted to watch American Idol, because we're 60 years old and some of us older. We still watch American Idol because, these kids, they're on American Idol, and then they have like 15 gold records right afterwards. It was on the same night as the NCAA tournament. So you go split screen, volume for American Idol.
Okay.
During commercials, you can go volume for the NCAA tournament.
That's a good compromise.
And the NCAA tournament went after Idol at 10 o'clock.
Yes, of course.
So, and she was fine with it, which I was a little surprised. She's pretty territorial when it comes to TV. It's like, but she was good with it. And I'm thinking, well,
you try this in other fronts.
I think we did the Masters too. I think she was watching Diners, Drives, and Dives or whatever, and the Masters was on the right side. I think this may be a trend.
A possibility. And I would say that certain sporting events, well, first of all, the setup, you're going to get the end of the NCAA championship game full on that way. And sometimes you don't need all the sound. And especially golf like that, the Masters, every now and then, but as there was a lot of fluff in the announcing of the Masters. So you're not. It's probably a pretty good combo.
And you don't have to watch American Idol the next day on replay. You get them both done at the same time. You've saved time. You have saved time.
That's a magic pair of socks, Dave. That's good stuff.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, the main event of this particular mixed bag.
Okay.
A callback, a tie-in, but it relates to something that is current. For us, a little bit of a departure.
Okay.
So, for whatever reason, on my YouTube channel, my YouTube TV,
yes,
there shows all the time The Housemaid. For some reason, it thinks that I want to watch The Housemaid. It's a 2025 film. Sydney Sweeney.
Sydney Sweeney.
And I wrote the name down. Where did I
Amanda
Seifert. And a guy, that's really good looking. Okay,
of
so
course,
we'll just
you got to
leave it at that. Oh, I've got a oh, it's in the book. I'm sorry, it's not on the note. It's in the book. Brandon Skelnar. Skelnar. So I watched this movie and I think, man, this movie's a lot like A Simple Favor and A Simple Favor 2. And there's a reason why, my friend.
Oh, my.
And the reason why is it's directed or whatever by Paul Feig or Feig. Do we ever figure out how to say his name?
We're with that much respect,
Okay.
no.
Now, I'm going to go. You ever see the comedian Dusty Slay?
I think I am familiar, vaguely.
He is hilarious. He goes over songs sometimes. The thing about the Jimmy Buffett thing, wait, has Jimmy Buffett been there the whole time? It's so funny. Anyway, he kills me. So I'm going to do a little Dusty Slay here. Okay.
Please, Dave.
I'm going to kind of emote my Dusty Slayness here.
Good.
Okay. Okay, I got it. I'm going with this movie. Sydney Sweeney living on the streets, applying for a housemaid job at a big place, gated establishment, whatever. Husband and wife, young couple, and she applies for the job, doesn't think she's going to get it. And then she gets the job. Okay. I'm with you.
Still there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sydney's there. Oh, there is a kid. There's like an 8-year-old kid that they'll have to deal with later. But so Sydney gets a job and they show her to a room. And it's like, I don't know, this house is like 4 stories tall. I'm like, okay. And they keep going upstairs and all this stuff. And the stairs will come into play later in the movie. I don't want to give away the whole thing because it's a current movie. Okay, anyway, sorry. Anyway, so they go up to the room and they show her, this is your room. It's the top floor at the attic, and it's one of those deals where it's a triangle thing.
Sure, yeah.
Okay. Well, for me, it's already looking bad.
Okay.
Because I don't want to be on the 4th floor. I don't want to be in no 4th floor room with a triangle. I'd be hitting my head all the time. Didn't like it. Okay. But Sydney liked it. She said, "Oh, it's perfect." Okay. I'm with you there.
She's buying in.
I'm with you.
Being a good egg.
I'm with you there. Okay. I should say, I can go with you there.
Okay.
I can go with you there. I'm fine and then. But then we find out that the door deadbolts from the outside. Now, obviously, the fire marshal was not consulted.
No, Dave.
in this house, as far as the construction or as far as the installation of the deadbolt lock that locks from the outside.
See, that's
and David, I'm going to say at this point, that's a non-starter for me.
Good, Dave.
That is
good.
I'm walking out.
Every time
I'm going
Dave,
to live back in the car. I'll find another job. There's got to be another housemaid job somewhere for me. I mean, there's all sorts of jobs out there. Why this one would be the one that you're going to cling to, I don't know. But as soon as I say, and they say, "Oh, we'll get you a key." No, you're taking that deadbolt off. Okay.
Yeah.
That's what's going to happen next if I'm going to stay here.
Yeah. Dave, I think that's reasonable.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's
Apparently
reasonable.
she was both trusting and not thinking in that direction.
But the deadbolt that locks from the outside is apparently much needed for this movie to proceed.
That's what makes it work. That's the MacGuffin.
the deadbolt from the outside. It actually gives me the creeps just to think about it.
I think so too, Dave.
Yeah, I don't know. But the housemaid, you can tell Paul's fingerprints are on it. We are on, along with probably people talking about the housemaid. How many podcasts do you think are talking about the housemaid right now?
I bet there are a few that are more dedicated to that. There's probably a few Sydney Sweeney. There's probably more than one Sydney podcast.
I would say 57,942 podcasts, probably talking about the housemaid.
So it's about as many folk singers.
Yeah. But I bet they didn't talk about Barry Manilow. Abba.
No.
Well, David, that is indeed our final mixed bag topic of the day. We're on CrawfordsvillePetesCast.podbean.com.
I don't think enough people know that, Dave. But yes, we are.
We are also on the Fork Media app.
Dave, I know I say this, but I when I heard that the first time, I think the fork media. So how do you spell this so people can find the app?
Okay, I'll FORCHT.
There we go, kids, and that's the app that you can. Dave, here the Peachcast is featured.
We are on that, and you can listen to all the Fork Media radio stations, including the 3 here in Crawfordsville, Indiana. Like, share, and subscribe. We're on Apple and Spotify and iHeart and YouTube and Podbean.com. Until next time, America, I'm Dave Peach.
I'm Dave Meyer.
Thanks for listening to the Crawfordsville Peachcast.
Thank you for listening to the Crawfordsville Peachcast. If you enjoyed it, follow the podcast and ring the bell so that way you'll always be up to date with the newest episodes. We'll see you next time.